Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this amazing August and this magical Monday. Let's start our day with Peak State programming and running towards our dreams. So let's go for it. Yes, yes, yes. I'm a winner. How wonderful. Change your leg and let's do the other one. Yes, yes, yes. I'm a winner. How wonderful. So let's start our morning Ikigai. May I have a reader for today? Shweta, what do you want to read? Karishma, anybody wants to read? Yes, Shweta. That'll be lovely. So we were talking yesterday about the foods that food and the foods that they eat, the Ikigai diet. And today we were supposed to talk about the 15 natural antioxidants found in Japan, which people are eating. So of course ours are a little different. It's always good to know what somebody else is having, the best practices, and then of course coming down to it. Spade number 127, 15 natural oxidants. Shweta, for you.
15 natural antioxidants found in the Okinawan diet. Antioxidants are molecules that slow the oxidation process in cells, neutralizing the free radicals that cause damage and accelerate aging. The antioxidant power of green tea, for example, is well known and will be discussed later at great length. Because they are rich in antioxidants and are eaten nearly every day in the region, these 15 foods are considered keys to Okinawan vitality. Tofu, miso, tuna, carrots, goya, bitter melon, kombu, sea kelp. Cabbage, nori, onions, soy sprouts, hekima, soybeans, sweet potato, peppers, sanpin cha, jasmine tea.
So what is Sanpincha? We've heard of this. So many types of jasmine tea is available. And what is this specifically thing called Sanpincha? It's a raining infusion Okinawa. What is this all about? Let's understand.
Okinawans drink more sanpincha, a mix of green tea and jasmine flowers, than any other kind of tea. The closest approximation in the West would be the jasmine tea that usually comes from China. A 1988 study conducted by Hiroku Sho at the Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology indicates that jasmine tea reduces blood cholesterol levels. Sanpin-cha can be found in many different forms in Okinawa and is even available in vending machines. In addition to all the antioxidant benefits of green tea, it boasts of the benefits of jasmine, which include reducing the risk of heart attack, strengthening the immune system, helping relieve stress, lowering cholesterol. Okinawans drink an average of 3 cups of Sanpin cha every day. It might be hard to find exactly the same blend in the West, but we can drink jasmine tea or even a high quality green tea instead.
So, of course, a lot has been spoken about green tea, but again, people are conflicting in their thoughts as well. Now, let's realize what are the secrets of green tea in the next section.
The secrets of green tea. Green tea has been credited for centuries with significant medicinal properties. Recent studies have confirmed its many benefits and have attested to the importance of this ancient plant in the longevity of those who drink it often. Originally from China, where it had been consumed for millennia, green tea did not make its way to the rest of the world until just a few centuries ago. Until other teas, and as a result of being air dried without fermentation, it retains its active elements even after being dried and crumbled. It offers meaningful health benefits such as controlling cholesterol, lowering blood sugar levels, improving circulation, protection against flu, vitamin C, promoting bone health, fluoride, protecting against certain bacterial infection, protecting against UV damage, cleansing and diuretic effects. White tea, with its high concentration of polyphenols, may be even more effective against aging. In fact, it is considered to be the natural product with the greatest antioxidant power in the world, to the extent that 1 cup of white tea might pack the same punch as about a dozen glasses of orange juice. In summary, drinking green or white tea every day can help us reduce the free radicals in our bodies, keeping us young longer.
Now, which kind of green tea are we picking up depends a lot on them. But yes, that's what they're healing. That if you drink white tea or green tea, it's going to keep you longer, living longer. Why? Because the free radicals in the body are going to get reduced thanks to these teas. So, and they are protecting us overall, like against flus, they're giving us something like a karhas, the way we've been having. So that's what they're healing about this. And no wonder it's caught up as such a beautiful, everywhere it's green tea is happening just because of this fact that it's become a fad also now. But yes, it truly has good healing properties depending upon which one we're choosing. Now, we've been talking about Shikuwasa for the last 2 days. Shikuwasa, as we talked about, is a tangerine family. It's a family of all that we eating in India, Malta, and all the citrus fruits. Let's talk about the good parts of Shikuwasa.
The powerful Shikuwasa. Shikuwasa is the citrus fruit par excellence of Okinawa, and Ogimi is its largest producer in all of Japan. The fruit is extremely acidic. It is impossible to drink Shikuwasa juice without diluting it first with water. Its taste is somewhere between that of a lime and a mandarin orange, to which it bears a family resemblance. Shikuwasas also contain high levels of nobiletin, a flavonoid rich in antioxidants. All citrus fruits, grapefruits, oranges, lemons, are high in nobiletin, but Okinawa shikuwasas have 40 times as much as oranges. Consuming nobiletin has been proven to protect us from arteriosclerosis, cancer, type 2 diabetes, and obesity in general. Shikuasas also contain vitamin C and B1, beta carotene, and minerals. They're used in many traditional dishes and to add flavor to food and are squeezed to make juice. While conducting research at the birthday parties of the town's grandparents, we were served shikuasa cake.
So the thing about this country is whatever they're having, they've got a scientific relevance to it. Not that we don't have it, but they have limited stuff and they're really promoting them very well. Such thing is shikuasa. Now the antioxidants canon for Westerners. In 2010, the UK's Daily Mirror published a list of foods recommended by experts to combat aging. Amongst these fruits readily available in the West are vegetables such as broccoli and chard for their high concentration of water, minerals, and fiber. Oily fish such as salmon, mackerel, tuna, and sardines for all the antioxidants in their fat. Fruits such as citrus, strawberries, and apricots, they are an excellent source of vitamins and help eliminate toxins from the body. Berries such as blueberries, goji berries, they are rich in phytochemical antioxidants. Dried fruits, which contain vitamins and antioxidants and give you energy. Grains, such as oats and wheat, which give you energy and contain minerals. Olive oil for its antioxidant effects that show in your skin. Red wine in moderation for its antioxidant and vasodilatory properties. Foods that should be eliminated are refined sugar and grains, processed baked goods, and prepared foods, along with cow's milk and all its derivatives. Following this diet will help you feel younger and slow the process of premature aging. No wonder vegan has come in the picture. No wonder a lot of things have gone out of the picture. Of course, refined sugar, everyone has been healing. It's really, really, really bad. People have been healing about processed food not being a part of a diet because we should have organic. That's something which has been common to our eating. And they, even they've been stressing on this. It's Japanese or the Eastern people are also stressing upon it. From tomorrow, we'll start this journey of gentle movements through life. If somebody has time and can just go through it, would we want to? There are lots of exercises in this. So, would you want to go one by one and should we share videos for them? Or how do you want to study this chapter? Please let us know tomorrow so that we can accordingly plan. Of course, some are very useful, but in detail, they explain to us how should we exercise. So, will you want to study that or not? That's something we'll let us know tomorrow after reading today. And now we'll move on to Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is all about telling us to go back to our basics, to living in the now, rather than always living back in the past or the future. Today we'll again talk about that. And today, the most important thing to this is the key to the spiritual dimension. Now, what does that mean for all of us? Let's understand that. Shweta, over to you, page number 42, the key to spiritual dimension.
In life-threatening emergency situations, the shift in consciousness from time to presence sometimes happens naturally. The personality that has a past and a future momentarily recedes and is replaced by an intense conscious presence, very still, but very alert at the same time. Whatever response is needed then arises out of that state of consciousness. The reason why some people love to engage in dangerous activities such as mountain climbing, car racing, and so on, although they may not be aware of it, is that it forces them into the now, that intensely alive state that is free of time, free of problems, free of thinking, free of burden of the personality. Slipping away from the present moment, even for a second, may mean death. Unfortunately, they come to depend on a particular activity to be in that state. But you don't need to climb the north face of the Eiger. You can enter that state now.
All right. So now what they're saying for a very long time, especially in the Vedanta, is the knocks and shocks of life come and they put you on a path of spirituality. Similarly, even Eckhart Tolle is saying the same thing. He's saying in life-threatening situations, emergency, all automatically there's a shift in our consciousness from time to presence, sometimes which naturally happens. Our personality, our human personality, has definitely a very strong past and a very strong impact of future. But that moment when you have something which is life threatening, it immediately recedes and it's replaced by an intense conscious power. And what is this intense conscious power or presence? It's there that, okay, this is the moment. It's right now. It's so quiet. It comes to you, seeps in like just like without making any noise. But it's going to make your antennas up. Now, whatever response is needed from you and me at that time, it's by large in the moment of consciousness. Okay, I'm aware. I have this under me, or this is how it's going to be. Now, what is it? What should I be doing? And your higher self will guide you into that particular zone there and then, because you're in a very high dimension. Now, that's the reason why they're comparing it to very engaging activities, which are very dangerous. Like my mountain climbing, you always know that if you just lose the grip once, you may just fall down the mountain, never to be found again. Car racing, if the car just turns around, you just may just lose it. And there are many more. Now, these are the activities which are forcing the humans to come in the power of now, to be intensely alive, to be free of any judgment, to be free of any problems, any illusions, any kind of emotional baggage. That is the time when you address the time right there. It says slipping away from the present moment, even for a second, may mean death. It's so crucial. Every moment is so crucial. Any moment and every moment, you have to be aware. Now, that time you can't procrastinate or ponder about the past and future. Because if you just slip that time, the game's over. So that is the time when you're shifting into a higher spiritual dimension. But the deal is, we don't have to go through something so exhilarating to come to that dimension. If you and I want, we can even enter that state now. How? By simply being present. That all that is there is now, in this moment. And there's nothing beyond and after. So this is what I'm creating right now. I'm going through it right now. On this note, let's just take a moment's silence and ponder on what we've read about this spirituality. We don't need the knocks and shocks of life to put us in a spiritual dimension. If we wish, we can enter it now because we realize it's all about now. And here we are, creating what we love by being simply conscious or aware that I'm neither the mind nor the body. So it is. Yes, let's continue, Shweta.
Since ancient times, spiritual masters of all traditions have pointed to the now as the key to the spiritual dimension. Despite this, it seems to have remained a secret. It is certainly not taught in churches and temples. If you go to a church, you may hear readings from the Gospels, such as take no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Or nobody who puts his hands to the plow and looks back is fit for the kingdom of God. Or you might hear the passage about the beautiful flowers that are not anxious about tomorrow, but live with ease in the timeless now and are provided for abundantly by God. The depth and radical nature of these teachings are not recognized. No one seems to realize that they are meant to be lived and so bring about a profound inner transformation.
To bring about a profound inner transformation, all we have to do is consciously get conscious of the present now. Then there's no need for us to be going to any, religious places, being preached by anybody, nothing. We don't have to plow and look back whether we are fit or whether we are not, what we heard, what we didn't, what is, what isn't. All we have to do is concentrate on just being present, being aware. And when we do that, that is when we realize, oh, this is it. This is it. That's when it all starts stumbling upon the fact that, oh my God, where was I living? This is it. This moment is what I'm creating. And when we have that awareness, that's when we realize that, oh, life is so, so, so simple. It's all about living in the moment. And that's when some people say, many Sufi masters, many Zen masters, many people have had that transformation when they just realize, okay, this is it. And then there was nothing, there's huge stories that we could be, should be, would be done in the past, or the same in the future. Nothing of that. It's all about now and this very moment. So again, let's take a moment's silence and think about this as well. It's always, always about the now. But as humans, we're always living in stories of the past or the future. Let's consciously start getting aware the power is now within this very moment. And that's all there is. Yes, Shweta, let's read again. Let's read the next paragraph.
The whole essence of Zen consists in walking along the razor's edge of now. To be utterly, so completely present that no problem, no suffering, nothing that is not who you are in your essence can survive in you. In the now, in the absence of time, all your problems dissolve. Suffering needs time. It cannot survive in the now. The great Zen master Rinzai, in order to take his students' attention away from time, would often raise his finger and slowly ask, what at this moment is lacking? A powerful question that does not require an answer on the level of the mind. It is designed to take your attention deeply into the now. A similar question in the Zen tradition is this: if not now, when?
This is something a lot of us have heard. If not now, then when? So it's all about now. This moment is perfect the way it is. If you have no past emotional baggage, no future dreams laden on your back, this moment is absolutely perfect, whole, and complete. Now, the minute you find that this is whole and complete, everything is happening, it's happening beautifully, why would you need to suffer? Why would you need to plan something? Why would you need to pinpoint somebody? Why would you have any ego? Because this moment is perfect. Whatever's happened, happened in the past. Whatever will happen in the future. But right now, it's now that needs your attention. And this is where all of us, the minute we come down to this point in our life and you have to tell somebody anything, realize it's all about now and we are going through it. So rather than having false egos or proving ourselves right, we should say it's all momentary. And that's when you will learn to live life in the present. You'll go beyond yourselves and you'll actually be enjoying life in the true thing. So let's ponder over the question, if not now, then when? What is lacking in this moment? Let's think about this and take a moment's silence. This moment is whole and complete. Nothing is lacking. It's absolutely beautiful. If not now, when will we rise into the world of consciousness? Let's consciously get awakened, and realize this beautiful life of ours. And so it is. Yes, Ritesh sir, let's turn the page. Shweta.
The now is also central to the teaching of Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam. Sufis have a saying, the Sufi is the son of time present. And Rumi, the great poet and teacher of Sufism, declares, past and future veil God from our sight. Burn up both of them with fire. Master Eckhart, the 13th century spiritual teacher, summed it all up beautifully. Time is what keeps the light from reaching us. There is no greater obstacle to God than time.
So, how many of us made head and tails out of this? Can someone tell me? What do these lines mean to all of us? Of course, time is now. Yes, that's something all of us are talking about. But what are we talking about? Time is what keeps the light from reaching us. There is no great obstacle to God than time. If every moment is governed by God Himself, if every moment you're present to His awareness and to the fact that you're just a messenger, then why would you be separated from God? Then if there's all equality, there's all oneness. There's never any difference. The Sufis are talking about it. Rumi has spoken about this. Now, there's nothing called past, there's nothing called future. It's all about the present. And they say the Sufi is the son of time present. So only this moment is he the son. What he was before, what he will be after is not even talked about. It's all about the now. So let's now read about accessing the power of the now. What is the power of the now? How do you and I access it? If you connect to time, doesn't matter, 100% Nathan. So that's rest is illusion. Yes. So the connection is the most important thing. If there's this connection, then it doesn't matter what happened, what will happen, doesn't matter. As long as your frequency is matching, that's all it matters. So a question was asked to Eckhart Tolle. He was asked, a moment ago, when you talked about the eternal present and the unreality of past and future, I found myself looking at that tree outside the window. I had looked at it a few times before, but this time it was different. The external perception had not changed much, except that the colors seemed brighter and more vibrant. But there was now an I dimension to it. This is hard to explain. I don't know how, but I was aware of something invisible that I felt was a sense of the tree. Its inner spirit, if you like. And somehow I was part of that. I realize now that I had truly seen the tree before, just a flat and dead image of it. When I look at the tree now, some of that awareness is still present, but I can feel it slipping away. You see, the experience is already receding into the past. Can something like this ever be more than a fleeting glimpse? So the seeker has posed a very important question that until this realization it's all about now, even the tree looked ordinary. But all of a sudden it looked extraordinary because the colors were brighter and I could sense the soul. But that's also slipping. As the time is going, even that's slipping. So why is this experience receding already? Why is this awareness which is still present but seems like slipping away? Can something like this be done more than a fleeting glimpse? Why and how? So let's see what Eckhart answers. Shweta, please read the answer.
You were free of time for a moment. You moved into the now and therefore perceived the tree without the screen of the mind. The awareness of being became part of your perception. With the timeless dimension comes a different kind of knowing, one that does not kill the spirit that lives within every creature and everything, a knowing that does not destroy the sacredness and mystery of life, but contains a deep love and reverence for all that is, a knowing of which the mind knows nothing. The mind cannot know the tree. It can only know facts or information about the tree. My mind cannot know you, only labels, judgments, facts, and opinions about you. Being alone knows directly. There is a place for mind and mind knowledge. It is in the practical realm of day to day living. However, when it takes over all aspects of your life, including your relationships with other human beings and with nature, it becomes a monstrous parasite that, unchecked, may well end up killing all life on the planet and finally itself by killing its host. You've had a glimpse of how the timeless can transform your perceptions. But an experience is not enough, no matter how beautiful or profound. What is needed and what we are concerned with is a permanent shift in consciousness.
Let's hold on to this. So, the answer to this question was that you saw the soul and now it's slipping away. Why did you see it and how can you hold on to that? So, the answer Eckhart gave was at that moment, you were free of any judgment and any thought. You were just free for that moment from all the baggages. And that time you moved in the now. And therefore, you perceive the tree for what it is and not with your filters attached. That time you became a part of the entire thing about the world that I'm being right now. That time there was timelessness because you just said, oh, it's now, and you saw the spirit that lives in a tree. Now we've spoken about this, that every single thing in the world has a spirit, be it the plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, animal kingdom, rock kingdom, anything. We all have spirits. So what is it that made him see the spirit that time? Because that time he was in a frame of seeing and he just was devoid of any other emotion. Now, it was so sacred in the mystery of life as that time it could unfold because that time he had this oneness. And that time is a time when he could actually see it. So he's talking about further that the mind can't know the tree or the leaves or the plants or anything, nothing. The mind just knows that it's you, and you are also free of all labels. So now if you say, oh, Prachi is learned, or she's spoken, or she's wild, or she's good, or she's bad, these are your tags that you've given to me. I'm no tag. You can say whatever you want, that's your perception. What I think is also not important because I'm actually as is. These tags are human given. So let's understand one thing very clearly, that there is a place for mind and mind knowledge. But in the realm of everyday living, that aspect is taken over. Whether your relationships are there, whether with Mother Nature, whether with something else, your relationship is different. Now, very important for us to understand that we have to lift ourselves up consciously. We have to have a permanent shift in our life, in our consciousness. Without that, we cannot survive. Very, very important to understand that we are transforming our perceptions here. We have to understand the beauty of the time of now, however that may be. Yes, Shweta, please continue.
So break the old pattern of present moment denial and present moment resistance. Make it your practice to withdraw attention from past and future whenever they are not needed. Step out of the time dimension as much as possible in everyday life. If you find it hard to enter the now directly, start by observing the habitual tendency of your mind to want to escape from the now. You will observe that the future is usually imagined as either better or worse than the present. If the imagined future is better, it gives you hope or pleasurable anticipation. If it is worse, it creates anxiety. Both are illusionary. Through self observation, more presence comes into your life automatically. The moment you realize you are not present, you are present. Whenever you are able to observe your mind, you are no longer trapped in it. Another factor that has come in, something that is not of the mind, the witnessing presence. Be present as the watcher of your mind, of your thoughts and emotions, as well as your reactions in various situations. Be at least as interested in your reactions as in the situation or person that causes you to react. Notice also how often your attention is in the past or future. Don't judge or analyze what you observe. Watch the thought. Feel the emotion. Observe the reaction. Don't make a personal problem out of them. You will then feel something more powerful than any of those things that you deserve, that you observe. The still observing presence itself behind the content of your mind, the silent watcher.
Ritesh, sir, just turn the page back to 45. Okay, so what do we have to do for this transformation to realize that you and I am here in this picture together? What do? We have to consciously break the old pattern of living in the past or the future. We have to start practicing to stay in the now by telling ourselves again and again, okay, it's all about now. It's all about now. And this will take us time. It's not like it's going to be immediate shift, but we can do it. Our a human habit is we are very habitual to living in the past or the future. That's how we've all been. But now we have to break that pattern and we have to see what is the present moment all about. Are we connected? Are we aware? And that is when we will try and consciously shift towards a future. And when we keep trying, and there are many moments that you start living in the present, that's when gradually a permanent shift in consciousness will happen. That's when you will start observing that, okay, the future, whatever I've imagined, is either great or it's not so great, but the present is what is most important. And the imagined future will get better and better and better if you're not so much into what it's going to be like. Of course, it gives you hope. Of course, it gives us pleasurable anticipation. Of course, we're manifesting. Of course, we're looking forward for a life, and that will work and that should work. But if that creates anxiety, we are both supposed to remember that, okay, I'm not supposed to feel so anxious because if I'm anxious, that will come true. It's all an illusion, and I have to observe my own thoughts. I have to be more present in my life. And I have to realize that I am here for a reason. And I'm not trapped in the time trap. What I'm really looking forward in my life is to creating a life of substance. And I am observing it. I'm observing myself, my thoughts, because my thoughts could be self-destructive. They could destruct myself or others also. Depends on what I'm thinking, what I'm resonating at. So it's time to be the observer. It's time to be the watcher of our own mind, our own thoughts, our own actions, our own reactions, our own emotions. From time to time, to pull ourselves, come back, and okay, this is what I'm supposed to be. And that is when we start reacting or attending into ourselves. And again, we again have a reminder, we're not supposed to analyze ourselves, we're not supposed to judge ourselves. Everything is okay. All we're supposed to do is watch our thoughts. so you can turn the page and live in the now as much as possible. And we have to just see from an outside perspective, okay, what does the mind think? What is the mind reacting? And this is not a personal problem, it is a generic problem. And we have to first figure it out how this will be. So that's all that we're supposed to observe and be in the present moment. We have to be the silent watcher. We'll take this moment of silence after we read the next paragraph. Shweta, over to you.
Intense presence is needed when certain situations trigger a reaction with a strong emotional charge, such as when your self image is threatened. A challenge comes into your life that triggers fear, things go wrong, or an emotional complex from the past is brought up. In those instances, the tendency is for you to become unconscious. The reaction or emotion takes you over. You become it. You act it out. You justify, make wrong, attack, defend, except that it isn't you. It's the reactive pattern, the mind in its habitual survival mode. Identification with the mind gives it more energy. Observation of the mind withdraws energy from it. Identification with the mind creates more time. Observation of the mind opens up the dimension of the timeless. The energy that is withdrawn from the mind turns into presence. Once you can feel what it means to be present, it becomes much easier to simply choose to step out of the time dimension whenever time is not needed for practical purposes and move more deeply into the now. This does not impair your ability to use time, past or future, when you need to refer to it for practical matters. Nor does it impair your ability to use your mind. In fact, it enhances it. When you do use your mind, it will be sharper, more focused.
Now that's something to actually ponder about. So, what is intense presence? When I am actually forcibly and mindfully in the present moment, and when I am aware of whatever is going on, when I know that, okay, this has happened, now this is going to happen. So, some things have triggered some emotion, and okay, okay, this is going to go haywire, and something challenging is coming up, and you know how you the person react, how you the person go wrong. And that is a time, if you separate yourself out and just observe, you're going to take the power away from that moment, because that time you've become conscious. Okay, this is how the person feels, so okay, I don't have to give any kind of weightage to that. And then you're not going to be depending upon the reaction or the action against it, no emotion, nothing, because now you have just either become that, or you've taken yourself away and you're like just looking at it as a passive, as an observer. Then any amount of justification, rights and wrongs, attacking, defending, it isn't you, it's just a pattern which you're observing from the outside. And the minute you take your I, me, and am, the ego away from that reaction, you don't have any kind of a ownership for it, nor are you very particular about it, nor are you possessive about it, because it is no longer yours. A simple example for this is you have a crowning glory on your hair. They're beautiful hair, absolutely amazing. You're tending to them, looking after them, going for spas, going for, whatever you're going for, oiling, shampoos, whatever. But the minute you get them chopped, you have no sense of ownership with them. They're just hair on the floor, and they were yours. So now there's no longer attachment. Similarly, when you tend to take yourself out from the situation, observe from the outside, those emotions aren't you. And the minute they aren't you, you will not have a sense of ownership. And then whatever reactions you're giving will not really matter. That is why they say to be aware of the time, or especially something triggers us, we're supposed to detach ourselves from it. Once you detach yourself from it, you will be becoming better. That's why they say they count from 1 to 10, so that you can cool down, mellow down. Because the minute you do that, you're no longer that emotion, you're no longer the reaction. What's happening with identification is that the minute it's I, me, and am, it's mine, I'm giving it more energy. And I'm taking energy, I'm giving energy. But the minute I'm no longer that thing, I'm just trying to observe it and observe it with an open mind. Oh, this is the way the person reacted. This could have been done differently. Yes, at times judging, at times analyzing, which you're not supposed to, but being humans, that's very natural. For the time being, at least let's start observing our thoughts, our patterns. Or why is it that I eat at this time? What happens? It triggers off. And start journaling. To realize in the power of now, we have to start journaling and observing what emotions go through in our mind. What is it that irks me and just triggers me and makes me do what I do? And then everything will start dwindling down upon, and you'll realize, oh, this is how it is. Now, this time is something when something like this happens. Then you become more practical. Then you will not be reacting the way you do because you've started becoming aware. For people who are very quiet in the demeanor, they don't react much. For them, it doesn't matter as much because they, anyways, pretty much realize that it's okay, it's momentary. But people who are very short tempered or people who react and then they feel later any kind of grievance, it's time for them to think about this and keep moving on. So, what happens is you and I am supposed to work on our own ability of our mind, how to use, when to use. If we start living in the now, we most definitely can enhance our mind more sharper, more focused, more connected, and that's when we'll be able to absorb things much more faster. So let's understand this and deeper, deeper, keep going for it. Let's take a minute's silence and ponder on whatever you think you've read today, whatever resonated with you, or how you could think about it. I'm conscious, I'm aware, and I need to start becoming aware of the power of now. I need to keep coming back and getting aware about the present moment and gradually embrace the shift in my consciousness. And so it is. Thank you, Ritesh sir. We can now move on to our Luke Cortino's magic weight loss pill. These are very intense chapters. So some of you will understand, some of you will not understand. But whatever you get out of it, please try and understand because it's always the moment which is most important, the power of now. I don't expect everyone to understand immediately because it's very, very, very deep. But whatever we understand is great. And later we can definitely talk about this when we are done with the book. So today's fact by Luke Cortino is adding raw food to our daily diet. It's just point number 14. So Shweta, please read. Thank you.
The inner lining of your blood vessels has an ultra thin set of sensitive cells called the endothelial cells. The function of these cells is to regulate blood pressure and blood flow. When these endothelial cells are in good condition, they allow communication between the cells and the absorption of vital oxygen and nutrient rich blood, forming the foundation of good health and immunity. Oxidative stress caused by poor eating habits, such as too much sugar, salt, stress, improper sleep, and inadequate exercise, affects these cells. In such cases, the body's response is inflammation, which alters the way your blood flows and increases the production of nitric oxide, which signals your arteries to dilate and leads to high blood pressure. The addition of raw food to your diet can cure all of the above. The nutritional value of cooked food is extremely low. This is because the soil is depleted in nutrients, which means plants that grow in the soil also lack nutrition. So by the time vegetables reach your table, they are already devoid of most of their goodness. Cooking, steaming, or frying them kills some of the simple nutrition. I'm not advocating a diet completely of raw food. You should aim for 50% raw and 50% cooked food, and then try to increase it to 70% raw and 30% cooked. Fruits, raw vegetables, whole or juiced, soaked nuts, germinated seeds, etc., can all help you shed weight as well. This way, your body gets enzymes from raw food, which is responsible for most of the repair in your endothelial cells. These enzymes also line the mucosal lining in your stomach, your intestines, and colon, leading to better digestion. So, if you start off with fruits until lunch, as mentioned in tip 1, you would already have taken the first step. At lunch, try to add some raw vegetables along with cooked food such as a salad. Your evening snack could contain nuts or seeds, even if they're merely adding as garnishing. Even if they are merely added as garnishing. At dinner, the addition could be just a glass of vegetable juice or a bowl of salad. So the idea is that at every meal, you're eating something raw as well as cooked. If you can't manage to eat 50% raw and 50% cooked food, 30% raw food could be a great start as well. In the monsoons, avoid raw leafy vegetables because of pesticide contamination and stick to peeled carrots, cucumbers, and beetroots. You can even juice them.
Very simply, once we're cooking food, we are depriving them of all the right nutrients. Raw foods have the nutrients in its full content. And now having those carrots, having those cucumbers, the tomatoes, which just simply washed and cut and peeled and had, are so much better than cooking them and then having them. So very important to understand that we are moving in a life where we're trying to go back to basics, trying to add raw food. That's why a salad is recommended. And that's part of the 3 meals that we're supposed to be having a day. Luke says trying to go raw till lunch. So very important for us to start embracing a life. Of course, this is only for those of us who wish to adopt. Those who are happy to be eating their breakfast, please go ahead and have it. Now, he's not talking about everything being raw, but yes, trying to add bit by bit by bit. And this, he says, will really help in the weight loss. Why? Because natural food will be getting digested much more faster. Because even while you're having it, there will be pran in the food. They will not be devoid of life, and that life will be adding well to your body, giving you beautiful enzymes that you really need, and which will be repairing your body, your cells, and they will be helping in better digestion, better colon, better condition of intestines, and definitely a much better gut system on the whole. So this is what today's thing is all about, to add as much as possible. That's why they talk about garnishing with seeds, salads with seeds, or, so many soups with seeds. Even that's great. At least you're chewing on something. So this was today's tip. All right, sir, Ritesh, sir, let's move on to the heart thought. And if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to excuse myself today after the heart thought. I've been wheezing a bit. I don't know why I'm doing my affirmations, but just been wheezing. So if possible, I'd like to go away from the meditation, or if we can play something. Okay, so it's all about negative thoughts. I am now willing to see only my magnificence. Can someone please volunteer to read? A thought which says, I'm a bad person, produces a negative feeling. However, if you do not have such a thought, you will not have the feeling. Change the thought and the feeling must go. So yes, there are days when we have these bad thoughts, and we what do we have to do? Simply change the feelings. For changing the feelings, simply change the thought and use an affirmation instead. So yes, Sanya, over to you.
I'm now willing to see only my magnificence. I now choose to eliminate from my mind and life every negative, destructive, fearful idea and thought. I no longer listen to or become part of detrimental thoughts or conversations. Today, no one can harm me because I refuse to believe in being hurt. No matter how justified it may seem to be, I refuse to indulge in damaging emotions. I rise above anything that attempts to make me angry or afraid. Destructive thoughts have no power over me. Guilt does not change the past. I think and say only what I want to have created in my life. I'm more than adequate for all that I need to do. I'm one with the power that created me. I am safe. All is well in my world.
How wonderful. So if we have any kind of negative thoughts about ourselves, all we have to do is do it, is change it, change the affirmation, change and go and indulge in something very important, which is an affirmation for ourselves, and we can definitely change our lives. So rather than conclude the session so early, should we do divine love meditation if that's okay with everyone? Thank you, Ritesh sir. Thank you so much. So I'm playing it now. Do you all close your eyes? Welcome to the world of love meditation, where we let our virtues evolve. Let's express our eternal gratitude, manifest our dreams, spread happiness, and send healing light by sharing our love and light. So be it. So it is. Let's see our posture. Check it. Our back straight. Our feet firmly placed on the ground below. Our hands in a Gyan Mudra or facing heaven upwards. Placed on our thighs. Our eyes lightly closed. And let's wear a smile. To align and balance, let's now breathe in deep thrice. 3 being the number of creation. Each time we inhale, we count to 7. Our stomach inflates like a balloon. We then hold our breath and for 7 counts. Soon after, we gently exhale, counting till 14. Remember, what we give is what we get. What we get is what we give. Now let's deeply inhale, filling our lungs, our bodies with love. Feel the love pulsating in your body. Now exhale love by spreading it around as the world needs it. Let's inhale light and feel it flooding every part of our being. Let's inhale. We are exhaling. Soon after, first we are feeling the light filling our body, our world. Let's exhale, finding our world with the vision of a universal planet where oneness exists, where everything is bright. The third time and the last time for this morning, let's inhale gratitude and fill every cell of our body. Enrich it, soak it, bask in it. And exhale by expressing abundant gratitude towards life by merging our energy to the universal oneness. We are love. We are light. We are bliss. So be it. So it is. Let's visualize the universe in all its multiple glory, its colors, energized with love and light, joy, peace and bliss. Let's open our hands and face it. Let's face heaven upwards, expressing our love. We love you, dear universe. We thank you. We are divinely blessed. And so it is. Dear divinities, thank you for blessing us. Dear angels, thank you for guiding us, cueing us. Dear guardians, thank you for embracing us in your protection layer. Dear cosmos, thank you for including us in all your Leela, the cosmic dance. We love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's bring our hands at a heart level, expanding our angel hearts. Go as wide as you can. How wonderful. We are yes people. We expand our angel heart with love and infinite love. We are open and receptive to all the goodness, to all the love, to the infinite joy, to the abundance. And so it is. Now bring your hands back at a comfortable resting position, back to the Gyan Mudra or facing heavenwards. Now let's look at our joyful lives. The eyes still closed. Let's forward our hands in gratitude, for we are blessed with divine love, with love of our birth parents, our elders, our families, our loved ones, near and dear ones. Let's see ourselves enveloped in an extended circle of love. How gratifying. Feel it. Let's continue to forward our hands and bow down in gratitude and love for our gurus. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. You are the creator. You are the organizer. You are the destroyer of all evils. You are supreme, leading us on a path of love and light. The highest in me goes down to you. Now feel the golden white healing light entering your crown chakra, the Sahasrara chakra above your head. On top of it, filling you with healing energy, cascading down, taking all the thoughts of fear, anger, worry, guilt, envy away with it. It now crosses your third eye chakra, the Agya chakra, clearing all blockages, enabling us to see our future clearly. Further, the white healing light cascades down, touching our throat chakra, the Vishuddha chakra, releasing our limitations, helping us
easily express ourselves through words, through poems, through writing, through reflections. How wonderful. The healing white light now reaches your heart chakras, Anahat chakra, filling us with divine love. That white healing light, which is so beautiful, so magical, it dissolves all the diseases and it takes away all the undesired weight. There is no need for any protection layer now. Hence, the weight just seems to peel off as we are secure, fearless, and happy. The white healing light traverses down the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura chakra, where the 1,000-petal golden lotus blooms. It's a city of joy from where our dreams grow. We are now here with more creativity, more joy, more love, more passion, and we manifest so beautifully, straight from our hearts. The light has made its way to a sacral chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, and it heals it of all unnecessary influences are taken away. Lastly, it crosses our root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. The white healing light now divides itself into two. It cascades down, flows down through both our thighs. It reaches our knees, our calves, our ankles, our heels, our soles, and enters Mother Earth through the roots in our souls. See the roots growing bigger and bigger, wider and deeper as each day goes by. Let's imagine ourselves to be like the tree which is growing beautifully, being nurtured by Mother Earth, the Janani Janmabhoomi. Thank you, Mother Earth, for taking away all our unwanted desires, for taking away all the emotional baggage. We are now free. I want to thank you. We really want to thank you. Thank you for your unconditional love, for melting all the unwanted energy. And now instead, you're energizing us, enriching us in return with such beautiful virtues of love, kindness, compassion, humility, integrity, and you're energizing us by making us once again whole and complete. It's time to visualize ourselves, our lives, for we are the creators of it. As the power of our mind equals the law of attraction, which is as a man thinks, so he is. The universal truth of love, being the master key that opens the gates of happiness, rings true. So it is. Let's see ourselves, our lives, our journey that has been, how personally we've grown, how we've evolved. Let's bask in its glory. See our achievements. See how far we've come. Let's rediscover our strengths. Love spells itself as let our virtues evolve. So let's see how much our virtues have evolved over time. Feel the magic. Feel the gratifying feeling. How wonderful. Let's see our goals. Be it academic, be it professional, be it about our businesses, be it our physical goals, be it our spiritual growth. Let's visualize our wealth, our abundance. Let's see it. Whatever Whatever we want, we can buy. Wherever we want, we can travel. The more we spend, the more we earn. The more we give, the more we get. We holiday as never before. We give ourselves complete love, attention, time, priority. And we do the same for our loved ones. Because once we are happy, we can share our happiness with the world. Let's dream big, think big, achieve it, feel the magic, feel it. Let's see ourselves enjoying life, living life to its full, king size, queen size, with a perfectly healthy body, which is ideal in weight to look at. You are glowing in love. How wonderful. Our world is truly the best. Let's see our clear minds, full of clarity of thoughts, as we expand and focus only on what we want, and only on what we desire. By thinking it, feeling it, seeing it, and seeing how beautifully they'll come true. How satisfying, how gratifying. So be it. Let's see ourselves having a deep, restful sleep. Waking up each morning, having slept a beautiful night, with beautiful dreams. Sleeping in gratitude, waking up in gratitude. How wonderful. Life is blissful. Life is beautiful. Let's feel it. Let's see our loved ones and us enjoying living a life, a beautiful, meaningful, purposeful, harmonious life. Having such magical relationships. How wonderful. We all are living our life full of zest, full of passion, full of compassion, full of understanding. We nurture each other's strong bonds of love. We are each other's strength. See them, feel them, visualize them. Feel them. Let's visualize our life to be how we want it to be, whole and complete. Let's see ourselves flow. Let's see our bodies magically aging, how our cells regenerate, giving us strength, vitality, energy. Let's see how beautifully our immune system is healing on its own every other day. Our bodies are being nurtured with pure love. We are glowing in love. And how wonderfully we live. We decide when we want to leave this world, this human life, being immortal. Because we know that we are here and we can live a life of agelessness. Yes. Let's connect deeply with the feeling of eternal oneness, abundant joy, and full of love, unparalleled love. Let's see ourselves empowering lives by giving them unconditional love. Let's share our inner light and make them come up by facing their ups and downs. Let's see ourselves evolving, helping the mankind. We uplift lives with joy. We contribute so beautifully to them. We believe in the Shansh, 1/10 of our savings going towards empowering lives, underprivileged lives. We believe in Daswant, also 1/10 of our time to empower. How wonderful. It's such a gratifying feeling. How wonderful. The more we give, the more we get. We make an impact in the society we live in. We give it back beautifully, feeling fulfilled, joyful, abundant. Let's visualize this gratifying journey, this magical journey. Let's see ourselves being the source of love, of sending blessings to the living beings all around, in this world, in all the realms. Let's see them living an abundant life. Let's feel the fruition of all that we've desired. Our mind, our body, and our soul are in divine love and harmony. We may be getting emotional. We may be getting goosebumps. We may be feeling abundant joy, unparalleled happiness, extreme love. We may experience shivers in our body, tears of happiness rolling down, a content feeling. Let's connect deeply. Let's embrace this priceless and treasured surge of emotions. How wonderful. We are clear of negative baggage. We are in perfect harmony. We've cut off all the cords that drained our energy. Now we find a huge influence, a shift in our energy levels, our energy fields. Not only that, our surroundings would change with our positivity, with our love. Let's be the channels of the universal love and light. Let's share our love. Let's share our light. Let's shine bright, bright now, bright here. Let's transmit the waves of our eternal consciousness while sending out ripples of healing energy and witnessing the divine love. We surrender to you. So be it. So it is. So it is. So it is. Let's have a magical life, a life full of love. Be blessed.
Be blessed, everyone. Let's see each other tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Until then, take care, stay safe. Lots of love. Thank you, Ritesh sir. Thank you, Amrita. Thank you, Sanjay sir. Thank you, Shweta. God bless you all.